Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Chris Falcon.
Good afternoon. Let me add my welcome to Computex, and today I'm excited to show you the amazing experiences outside you're going to get when you use Intel inside. There's three areas I want to cover with you today. The first is to sit back for a moment and reflect on 50 years of amazing innovation around Moore's Law that we've done together in partnership with Taiwan and the industry. Next, I want to reflect on three major trends I think we're going to become a reality here in the next 3 to 5 years. And then I'll talk about how Intel, together with you, our partners, are going to deliver leadership platforms to start taking us on that journey. So this year is the 50th anniversary of Moore's Law, and it's a principle that was developed by one of Intel's founders, Dr. Gordon Moore. What it basically says is about every 2 years it's possible to double the number of transistors on a piece of silicon while cutting the size and the cost in half. You know, compared to Intel's first microprocessor, the 4004, the latest Core i7 14-nanometer technology is delivering 3,500 times the performance of that first chip, at 90,000 times the efficiency, and at 1/60,000th the cost. You know, sometimes it's interesting when you're not in semiconductors to go back and look at how would other industries have transformed in the same 50 years. If you apply it to the car industry, we'd be able to drive our entire lifetime on just 4 liters of gas. In 1 minute, we could travel to the moon and back. You could buy your dream home for the price of a piece of candy, and I could fly back from Taipei to New York in under 30 seconds. So it's been an amazing ride of innovation that we've been on. And there's another important milestone this year, and that's 30 years of Intel being here in Taiwan. You know, in 1980s, we were here talking about the motherboard era, with processors of 33 megahertz and 32 megabytes of RAM. We went through the PC expansion era in the 1990s, and then the 2000s, the rise of notebooks, netbooks, and Centrino mobile technology. But today, I think we all agree the future looks brighter than ever, with 2-in-1s, the expansion into phones and tablets and servers, not to mention the Internet of Things and wearables. So what better way to start Computex than to talk about how do we get us embarking on the next 50 years by making technology a reality over the next 3 to 5. So there's 3 predictions I'd like to make today in terms of where this thing is going. The first thing I want to talk about is 50 billion devices that we believe will connect and compute on the internet. I want to talk about a set of new user experiences that we've talked about, but that we're going to drive mainstream into hundreds of millions of devices together. And then lastly, I want to talk about not just consumer transformation, but business transformation, because business is moving and becoming more and more agile, and we at Intel believe there's a workforce transformation required to get us going there. So let's get started. We believe by 2020, 50 billion devices will compute and connect. And in fact, at Intel, our vision is if it consumes electricity, it's going to compute. And if it's going to compute, it's going to connect wirelessly to the internet. And at Intel, we believe we're as much now a communications company as we are a computing company. But it's kind of hard to fathom what in the world it means to connect 50 billion connected devices. So I thought I'd start to show you a couple examples here in our home. So hi, Craig, how you doing?
Hey, welcome to my smart home. So, you know, I just have a couple of devices here I figure it would be pretty interesting to show. As far as the next 50 billion connected devices, what if I had something as beautiful and functional as this in the home? Not only do I have a full functioning vase here, but this is completely smart, enabled with wireless A4WP charging, but at the same time, a dozen of sensors that not only all of the ambient in my home here, as far as temperature and light and all those other goodies, but a complete air sensor suite. So all the nitrogen, air quality index, everything is collected and automatically brought together in something as beautiful and functional as this.
Well, what about my morning coffee cup, right?
Well, you know, anything can be connected. So in addition to telling you that, you know, your coffee is still plenty hot for you to drink, it also is connected, and that also allows you to get all of your tweets as well as your WeChat, whatever you want to get on there, even your text, and all over so you can enjoy them with you in your coffee mug over your morning paper.
Well, that's awesome. So something as simple as a vase and a coffee mug being computing and connecting in the 2020 era. That's fantastic, Charles.
Pretty cool.
So wherever there's 50 billion devices, there's also going to be an incredible amount of data. And for years at Intel, I ran our data center business. And in 2010, I stood up and I said, in that year, 2010, there would be more data over the internet than the entire history of the internet up until that time. And that became a reality with about 245 exabytes of data crossing the internet in 2010. But as we look to 2020, we expect 20 billion times more data than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. That's 40,000 exabytes of data. So the work we're doing together in servers and storage and networking is just the beginning as we connect these devices. So let's take a look at something a little bit closer here to Taipei. If you've been walking around here in Taipei 101 or outside the convention center, there's an amazing example of how to use Intel end-to-end technology in creating the U-Bike network, which is one of the most successful intercity bike networks in the world. Let's take a look.